Join us for a racy review of the Mini John Cooper Works GP. Let's go. On one hand here, a typical round friendly face for this Mini generation, but then as we come way sinister here with a strong front bumper and chili red accentuations. The grey color is called Racing Grey, and then the GP logo for this limited edition, so really already screams out, let's race. 3.82 meters, 12'5" or 150 inches is the length of the Mini 3-door. And take your bets. Yeah, today this side I was entering the stage. Please subscribe, by the way, if you haven't done so far. Here, the Mini John Cooper Works GP comes with a lot of special things. First of all, it only comes with one suspension, that is a fixed stiff suspension, 10 millimeters lower than usual. Then 225mm tires, so wider tires than usually available. This is also a special racing tire, but still street legal. This is an option. Usually you already get performance tires. Then these ones are even optional. And this is where this Mini really goes maxi. Here in the rear, we also see that spoiler is bigger than the whole vehicle. And since the facelift, like the past facelift, you can also see that the rear signature has the Great Britain flag like this. Silhouette inside, beautiful job. And in the lower part you have the diffuser style, really massive end, sports exhaust, 2 rear pipes, 2-liter 4-cylinder, 306 horsepower, 450 Newton meters of torque. Acceleration figure is 5.2 seconds to 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour. You already saw launch control. I think I went to 170, 180 or something. There you can also recheck the acceleration figure here on the start and stop straight live. Let's get inside. So it's a mini car and also a very short one, but the seating comfort is actually quite decent, so I didn't get any lower back pain, also not on the racetrack and so on. And the lower part can be put a little bit longer. The only thing I mean, they hold you a little bit tighter, but when you're a little bit taller, you can see it right here. These seats are, again, for normal street driving, okay and good, but you have the manual pumping up your. This is here for the back part then. And then you can also slide them forward and backward like this. But then again, when you're a little bit taller, you notice two things. First of all, I'm falling out of the seat then on the top part when I'm really, laying it all out on the racetrack. And you can see the head restraint. There you can see the seat is actually too small for me. Here the head restraint is too low. That's even a safety issue. So actually, if you're at this size, then it would be good with head restraint, and then also the seat keeps you tight in this area. So I think the perfect size for this very seat would be like 1.75 meter something. 5'8", 5'9", something, then it will be even more suitable than for me. This is a standard base screen, again also kept simple. This is here 6.5. There's an optional 8.8-inch screen available. This one here is again really kept simple. Volume control here, it is already touch, but you cannot do that much. You can connect your smartphone just with with a cable, for example, or with Bluetooth, and then that's basically it. But soon also showing the sophisticated one. Then no AC unit, just a normal climate control here for wind strength and colder or warmer. That's it. Steering wheel on the right side, for example, picking up the phone when you have to connect to Bluetooth. Here is for the volume control. On the left side you do set the cruise control, which we don't need on the racetrack, but on the street, of course. Then the digital instruments right there. It's connected actually to the steering column. And left side RPMs big. In the middle part you will have the big digital speed where we're driving the car. On the right side the fuel status, that seems to be pretty low. Well, when you have your track day you might want to carry some stuff as well. And there we are, because there's no rear bench again for weight savings. You at the other hand have a big trunk for a Mini. There's just this stability bar here again for more rigidity. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge. Here today we start on the racetrack because this car is literally set out to be on the racetrack. The John Cooper Works GP. And let's see what this small vehicle with that small engine can deliver. Of course, short wheelbase, pretty agile in the driving overall. And we are in the GP mode. So this reduces the stability control, also gives us more punch and so on. Throttle input is better now also with the S shifting mode. In the S shifting mode, the car shifts up later and shifts down earlier, and that really helps us here on the racetrack. Famous Nuerburgring racetrack here, the GP part. Now approaching soon to the Michael Schumacher S. After this bend here in the lower area of the track, so it's the lowest area of the track. Really good from these optional performance, well, optional of course for the normal Mini, but here series production from this, these brakes here, standard with the GP model. Good braking performance. Look at that acceleration from that small fellow. That's really a lot of fun. Now the Michael Schumacher S, a little bit on the curbs. Next right, stiff suspension, 10 millimeters lower suspension here as we compared from the base suspension, and it's really doing a good job of keeping us straight. Of course, in everyday driving life you would lose comfort. However, here it's really helping us. You see hardly any rolling from that vehicle, and these sport seats are also keeping us tight. It's a little bit unpleasant from the lower leg area, so this is a little bit hard pack when you're being shifted to left and right. 200 kilometers an hour, fast part of the track, 125 miles per hour. Here a little bit on the curbs left, curbs on the right, accelerating out again. Now we're approaching once again to the next straight, start and stop straight, and let's hammer it. Miles per hour, now hard on the brakes, a lot of rubber here on the ground, but the cars remain very, very stable. A little bit of altitude change. By the way, look at that steering, very crisp and precise. There's no dead zone area, and I feel that the precision in the steering is really helping me to keep the balance here with the vehicle. Getting a little bit tire squeaking, but again, very balanced car. To also some countryside driving here outside the Nuerburgring GP track. And of course, this review is also for those of you who are actually interested in the normal John Cooper Works version of the Mini. And so how does it drive on the road? Here, of course, with a stiffer suspension, 10 millimeters lower. That's actually quite useful when we have even roads like there are here at the moment, or also on the racetrack, then it's cool. But as soon as you have some bumps on the road, it really gets very, very rough. You just have to know that, and you need to appreciate this sportiness without compromise in this case. The 8-speed automatic converter gearbox, by the way, did a great job here on the racetrack, and it also does so when you're driving a little bit calmer. Then it really shifts the gears up and down in a very smooth way, so really like that. Normal driving mode, and then again you can put it to the S shifting mode in time. They're already here. Gear is shifted down automatically then, so you are actually flexible in doing that. Then you can also use the shifting pedals. So for example, even when you use some engine brakes when going down here, then you can also use that. Not maybe ideal here, so I shift up again because we're just inside this very small town right here. But of course also for shifting down before you want to take an overtaking maneuver. Look at that road. That's just a beautiful, you already get Autogefühl car feeling when you look at that. What's coming ahead. And there are also some nice bends now coming. And yeah, when you put it to the S shifting mode, then at any time you can really flow it out, and then you're already at 100 kilometers or 60 miles once more. Really cool. And then here, this is also where the car feeds home here on the countryside, and slalom wise, such a precise steering. I think that's one of the best things they have done here, and no rolling at all. And due to the short wheelbase, it feels so great when driving slalom. You're in immediate control. And now to the conclusion for today with the Mini John Cooper Works GP. Well, from the exterior, of course, really dramatic, especially here because they made the wheel arches wider with the CFRP and so on, and the big rear wing. So this really screams out racetrack, as well as on the interior, especially because there's no rear bench. Also with the nice Alcantara seats. Yeah, the only thing is, of course, it's not a big car, and when you're a little bit taller, then the seats could also be taller. They're not really suitable, or let's say they're okay and comfortable, but not most suitable for the racetrack for taller people. That's the catch. Yeah, and I think I would take the AC to also have it a little bit cooler on the racetrack. Yeah, I think I can live with the 30 kilograms then extra in weight. Driving-wise, really impressive what this small vehicle is able to do. Of course, the short wheelbase makes it so agile, very stiff, as for the chassis and also as for the suspension. Of course, you do lose comfort then in everyday driving, but that's what you want to have, so to say, when you go for this very version. It is, let's say, not that easy to drive this car on the racetrack because you're really working it. You can learn it very easily, that's the thing. But when being on the racetrack, there are some cars which are, let's say, relaxing to drive, and some cars that are more engaging to drive. This is definitely more engaging to drive, although it is front-wheel drive only. But definitely impressive how fast we could go on the Grand Prix racetrack here today. Well, and then that's the catch. Can you still buy it? It's already sold out, so the closest thing you can do is getting the John Cooper Works version, of course, and then add some accessory parts to it and so on. Then you can get somewhat close. Yeah, but with the wider tires and the wheel arches, that's definitely special to this very vehicle. Yeah, it's always tricky to get these here when they are so limited. But then again, you have our review right here. Just start from the beginning. Also, tune into more reviews. Thank you so much for tuning in today. See you next time.